3, 2.
Good morning. Welcome. So sorry for the delay. I am here with ma'am in place of sir. He was lucky enough to get his second vaccine, and so I am glad to be here in his stead. Thank you for joining us, and sorry for the delay. Glad you are here. One of the things that we woke up to this morning was fog.
Quite a bit of it, actually.
A lot of fog. So in a moment, we're going to do a little breath to clear our heads and to allow that fog to dissipate. But in addition to that, today we're going to think a little bit about anticipation. It is almost spring, but not quite. So we are eager for it, we are anticipating it, and that same concept can be put into our practice as well. So with that in mind, before we warm up, find yourself in your stance, sink down, lift up your chest, feel as if you're holding on to that horse. Take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. We're going to do 3 more breaths just like that. And if you had a chance to see the fog this morning, in your mind's eye, I want you to imagine each of those breaths clearing away the fog. So we take a deep breath in. Ma'am, would you count a 6 count for our inhale and a 7 count for our exhale? And we'll do 3 breaths.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
And breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Thank you. Hopefully you have felt a little bit of that fog both in the head and around you dissipate and allow you to see that clarity that is coming and anticipate that spring feeling. Let's get warmed up, get the rest of our body going.
Yes, ma'am. All right, good morning. Let us go ahead and start with a morning stretch, if you would. Get all those kinks out. Good. Allowing those arms to come down. Relax out your fingertips. Relax those shoulders. As you slowly roll back up, go ahead and put a slight bend into your knees. Let us rest our head down. Roll it to the right side, to the back, to the left. Continue all the way around. And change directions. If you would continue with that steady breath, allowing that fog to continually lift and dissipate. Good. Coming back to center, lift your head all the way up, lifting that chest up as well. Return to center, turning that head to the right side and to the left. And back to center. Taking that right palm, placing it by the left ear. Gently ease it down towards your right shoulder. With your left arm, gently stretch down. Still being mindful of that chest to up feel. And release, switching sides. Stretching down now with the right side. Continue with the chest up. And release. Go ahead and bring your fingertips to the back, relaxing your elbows in. Ease your chin down. And release, relaxing the arms down. With your center, go ahead and tuck your hips under a touch, just so that we're not pushed out too much. It gives us nice posture, chest up. Good. We're going to bring our shoulders up and relax. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last time. Good. We're going to do 3 more of these, but this time, once we come up, as you stretch down, see if you can reach down with your fingertips, but lifting your head and your chest up. Good, and relax. Let's do that again. Shoulders up. Relaxing the arms down. Stretch those fingertips down. Lift the chest and the head up. Good. And last time. Shoulders up. Relax down. Stretch. And relax. Okay. Let us go ahead and do forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last time. All right. Go ahead and claspify the wrist. For those folks that are sitting at a computer all day, this is a nice stretch. It kind of stretches out those upper back muscles. So round out your upper back, stretching it up towards the ceiling. As you stretch down with your wrists, and it allows those shoulder blades to open up a touch and release. Let us do that same stretch. So grasping wrist, rounding the back, and release. Go ahead and bring your hands to your hips if you would. We're going to do some rotations around, engaging the abdomen and the backside as well. Continue with that steady inhale and a steady exhale, and changing directions. Good. As we return back to center, step forward with your right leg as you bend into the knee, keeping ears over shoulders, over hips, feeling that chest up feel as we do this. This is a great stretch for lengthening this space and stretching that out and switching. Good, and ease back. All right, let us go ahead, let us find a sit space. If you would stretch out your left side, flexing the foot and the toes back. As you ease into your stretch, be mindful of that breath, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth, pointing the foot, pointing the toes. Good, and slowly ease back. Let us move over to the right side, stretching the foot, stretching the toes, and pointing the foot, pointing the toes. Good, slowly ease back. Let us go ahead and come back to a standing position, if you would. So we're going to talk a little bit about the opening piece, that anticipation. We've discussed this before, allowing our heels to come in, squeezing in, pressing down. It's that feeling of the earth when you're trying to press a seed down into the earth right before spring. So sinking down, allowing that chest to be up. Good. Let us go ahead and step out of that and do that again. Allowing those heels to come in, sinking and pressing down, that anticipation feel. Now, go ahead and step out of that if you would. Something to think about. Resistance and grace. So if you bring your left hand and your right hand together, it's that feeling of the two coming together. One wants to push one side and one wants to push the other. It's coming to that center space where you have both resistance and grace. We don't necessarily want it to get pushed to one side or pushed to the other, but a nice flow, a nice grace, that resistance of back and forth right at center. For our body, when we talk about the opening, as we bring our heels in and we sink down, we're going to breathe in on a 7 count, exhaling as we step out and sink into our horse stance. And breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good, let us do that one more time. Squeezing in, sinking down, be mindful of that posture up, and breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good. Go ahead and relax. At this point, we would still be engaged in that space. We talked before about that feeling of the grass that's rooted into the ground. When the wind comes, it doesn't allow for the grass or that root to be taken out because it's sunken down into that earth. We still want to have that feel as we go into our next posture.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So we talk about that feeling of anticipating, squeezing in. One of the things, if I might use that analogy of placing my fist right between her heels and asking her to pull those out. So as I take my hand, I press it right here, and she's going to bring her fists or heels together, and I try to pull it out. That concept of me trying to pull out that fist gives her the feeling of resistance. At home, you can use a pillow. You can try even, maybe you have a partner that'd be willing to let you squeeze their fist. I don't know. But a pillow works well too. And that gives you that feeling of pressure and that feeling of resistance. So if you work a little bit on that opening, that posture before you even begin your practice, that's a great start. Another thing that's happened a lot this week, we even talked about it by not being here last week, was that folks had pipes that froze. And also, folks had to turn on their faucet so that they could hear that drip and allow that drip to play out all the time. At least I had that in my house. So as you hear that drip, you begin to anticipate it. I want you to think about that as a practice. Your homework will be to do that wonderful posture of the opening and then practice a couple of series. But also I want you to go into your kitchen or your bathroom hallway. I want you to stand in your horse stance. I want you to have your faucet already turned on so it's dripping. And I want you to anticipate that drip. Close your eyes and take a deep breath in and anticipate that drip. Just like we do with the wave in painting, when we practice that feeling of the wave, I want you to stand and listen. And as soon as you hear that drip, wave. It might come really quick, and you have to jump for it. It might be like you're waiting forever until that drip comes. But just that anticipation, allowing yourself to focus on a sound in a different way. That's a challenge for you. So practice opening, practice a series. Also practice painting. That feeling of being able to paint up and down. Those of you that have done it before, I will challenge you to it. If you have a couple of cans in your house, ma'am will demonstrate that you can add a little weight before you make your wonderful coconut milk soup. Add a little weight so that you can bring up each of those cans as if you are painting, or add a little grace. Maybe find yourself a scarf or a napkin and allow that same grace or that resistance, better yet both, to guide your practice. Opening, series, painting, incorporate some challenges. We did the wave, so I have a joke for you, of course, because our friend is not here to share that joke. So the joke for you for this week is, let's see if I can remember it. What did one ocean say to another? Nothing. He waved. So there's your fun and horrible joke, and of course your homework. Again, let's just do that together. We're going to practice. Ma'am's going to put down her cans, if you would. And I will set down my scarf. And what we will do is the opening. So let us, again, set ourselves into a nice horse stance, a feeling of liftedness. I'm going to come together, and as I bring my heels together, I'm going to imagine that I have that seed that I'm planting or that fist I'm holding. I sink down, I lift up, taking in a deep breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I step out, exhaling. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Very good. Standing in my stance, I have a faucet dripping. I'm going to listen. I'm going to wait to hear it. I'm going to anticipate hearing it. My hands are going to go up. Good. I'm going to wait work to hear it, and my hands are going to go up. Then if you have an opportunity to work on paint, add in some resistance, add in some grace, and practice a series all together. Next week we will get a chance to talk about the closing or the final, the grand finale, and we look forward to that time together. Until then, we'll see you soon. Grace and strength.